May I ask you one more thing? Did the lambs pay you? Were the lambs willing to pay you for the skilled work you did? Not at all, they didn't. Okay, there aren't any lambs. You did not get paid by the lambs. It's true. It's real. You might be asked to testify in front of a judge. Would you be able to do that? Think you would be willing to talk to a judge if this case went to court and charges were made against you? Without a doubt. Then, would you feel more at ease telling me more than what you can say right now? Yes, of course. That's right, Mayam. We'd like to take this chance to welcome you back to our channel. This is where we find the stories that are making waves in media, faith, and family. This morning, we're going to talk about a controversial new part of the ongoing Daystar Saga, a story that has shocked the Christian broadcasting business. Here we'll look at the shocking response that forensic counselor Debbie Leonhardt had to Rachel Lamb's claim that Pete, who had been accused of a very bad crime, sexual assault, had been found not guilty. There are a lot of accusations, lies, and what many people now call a possible cover-up in the Lamb family in this story. Let's get to work. In short, Jonathan and Susie Lamb, who were the son and daughter of Marcus and Joni Lamb, shocked Christians when they said that their daughter had been sexually assaulted by a close family member, whom they only called Pete for legal reasons. Joni and her daughter Rachel Lamb, on the other hand, have strongly denied these claims, calling them lies meant to hurt the Daystar TV network. Things get scarier from here on out, though. The information that is now public shows that Marcus Lamb first reacted to these claims by doing something to seriously look into them. He asked Denise Boggs, a trustworthy family friend, to help him find the truth. Then she asked Debbie Leonhardt, who is a trained forensic counselor, to help her with her research. In addition to talking to Pete and Rachel Lamb, Debbie also talked to Jonathan, Susie, and their daughter. Things get really interesting now, though. It was said that Rachel sent a text message to her dad, Marcus Lamb, after these events in which she said that Denise and Debbie had cleared Pete of any crime. Did that make sense to you? Debbie Leonhardt said something in a recent interview that made things clearer and put things in perspective. Without a doubt, she said that Pete was still guilty, and she also said that the first time she talked to him, she didn't even scratch the top of the problem. Along with that, she admitted that she had never followed up with Pete to get a full picture of what happened. Listen to a podcast where Rachel Lamb talks about this topic out loud. She told us that Pete and his wife were found not guilty after talking with you. We heard what she had to say. Those are her words. Not at all. Not at all. Is it true? There is nothing I can do to clear someone of any crime. But I didn't say that to them or anyone else who was listening. Since that didn't happen, the answer is no. Okay, in addition, Rachel said on her show that, to put it simply, it was a very hard event. She said it was a very hard thing to go through. According to MS, Denise Boggs, Pete had said that he would never be ready to go through those kinds of tough questions again, which proved this, and he wasn't going to do it. Would you say that the questions that are asked during a lesson like this one are hard to answer? I never had the chance to ask any really tough questions. I only asked about a few things and didn't go much further than the usual hello or greeting. From then on, I didn't have much power over what was going on. Putting and wording your questions in a way that makes them sound hard is not at all how you saw this by any means. To be honest, I don't think of the work I do as being hard in any way. Do you think you have even come close to finding out everything you need to in order to do a full forensic investigation? But did you ask for more talks or did you want them? After talking to both of the couples, I had a chat with Denise. Because I was being honest, I thought there was a lot more work to be done. I don't have any power over that situation, though. And the only thing Denise told me was that Daystar had dealt with that problem in a different way. I thought it was over, to be honest. The way Debbie reacted backs up what Denise Boggs said earlier, and it shows that Rachel Lamb has been spreading yet another lie. Many serious doubts have been made about the reasons behind Rachel's false claims since this information came to light. She does not understand why she felt the need to lie to her dad. Additionally, why did Marcus Lamb, who seemed determined to find the truth at first, decide to end the investigation based only on Rachel's word? As it turns out, Marcus and Joni Lamb were looking for the easiest way to deny the charges and move on with their lives, without doing the study they needed to see if Pete had been cleared of the charges. Debbie was more than that. Speaking about the accusations, she also talked about the claims that Pete and Rachel had asked Denise Boggs to write an official letter clearing them of the claims. Debbie explained what they meant. It is not within her or Denise's power to clear someone of these kinds of accusations. People named Pete and his wife quickly told Miss Denise Boggs that they wanted to be cleared of all charges when they first met her. To begin, they said that they were no longer guilty. However, Miss Denise has admitted that what she said is not true, and you have also said that what you said is not true. Even so, Pete kept asking Miss Denise if she would write a message for him. At the very least, he said that putting something on business letters and professional paper would be enough to make things right. This is what she says: I am unable to do that. From what you've seen, do you think that Miss Denise Boggs, with all of her qualifications, could clear Pete in any way? Not at all. She has the heart of a preacher because she is a pastor. Her educational background, on the other hand, doesn't show anything that would help her do that. So she told him the truth when she said she couldn't do that as planned. I'm not able to clear him. With the help of forensic proof, would you ever be able to clear someone? Or is that really not something the world has? It really is that true. The court can only get an opinion from a forensic counselor if the court directly asks for one. They can either think about that or not think about that view. Joni or Marcus Lamb wanted to know what you thought about something. Did they ever call you to find out? I have never talked to Marcus in any way. Even though he is dead, I have never talked to him or Joni. Miss Denise Boggs told you that Pete kept visiting her 3 times in a row, and one of those visits was at Marcus's funeral. Yes, of course. He was asking that he be found not guilty. Yes, of course. And Miss Denise says she has told him over and over, I am unable to clear you. The person, Debbie Leonhardt, is someone you have to see. At the very least, you would be able to give your side of the story if you ever had to go before a court or be charged. Because of this, you have to go to interviews and be looked into. On the other hand, you seem to be saying that this meeting, even though it was long, wasn't able to get much done, and that a lot more work needed to be done. Have Pete or his wife ever called you while you were on the phone and asked for or requested another meeting? I didn't do it, no. Denise had been working with the family, so she was in charge of all of my communications. That this is true makes it even clearer that Rachel's claim is not true. The fact that Debbie looked at Jonathan and Susie's daughter is much scarier than the last piece of information. Debbie said that it's possible that something very bad happened and that more research needs to be done, but she didn't say what exactly happened. And this might be why Joni Lamb doesn't want a third party to be in charge of the investigation. It's possible that you're scared that the truth will come out at some point. This story isn't even close to being over, anointed ones. Because of what Debbie said, this already frustrating and difficult situation has become even more complicated and hard to handle. In our next episode, we'll talk more about what Debbie said about Jonathan and Susie's daughter, because we think it's important enough to have its own discussion. As someone who has been paying attention to this, please tell us what you think in the area below. To make sure you know when we find out the truth about these stories, make sure you hit that notice bell, like our channel, and subscribe to it. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope you keep being blessed, and I'll see you in the next movie.